Okay, my insane friends, let's head out to the Savoy Auto Museum and check out
A super rare 1970 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2 muscle car. In order to understand what the 1970 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2 is, it helps to know a little about the Mercury Cyclone. The first generation was a muscle car version of the Mercury Comet. The 1964 Mercury Comet Cyclone came with a 210 horsepower V8. The car had a sporty look, spoked steering wheel, bucket seats, and some engine chrome. By the third generation, the Cyclone had come into its own. The Comet was replaced by the Mercury Montego. The Cyclone GTs had an upper-level body stripe, bucket seats, wide whitewall tires, special wheel covers, all vinyl interior, and special handling package. Because it set a world record of 189.22 miles per hour at Daytona, it was named the fastest car of the year. The 1968 Mercury Cyclone was now able to stand on its own. The standard engine for the non-GT Cyclone was a 302 cubic inch with either 2-barrel carburetor, which produced 210 horsepower, or the 4-barrel carburetor, which produced 230 horsepower. The smallest engine for the Cyclone GT was the 390 cubic inch with 2-barrel carburetor, which supplied 265 horsepower. Also available at additional cost was the 4-barrel carbureted 390, which supplied 325 horsepower. A limited production 428 Cobra Jet became available mid-year for the 1968 Mercury Cyclone GT and supplied a generous 335 horsepower. The fourth generation of Mercury Cyclone came in 1970 with even more impressive engine options. For those with even deeper pockets, the Cyclone Spoiler was available. It had black or white racing stripes that went from front to rear of the car, an integrated functional hood scoop for ram air induction, 140 mile/hour speedometer with 4-gauge suite, including an 8,000 RPM tachometer with adjustable redline, vinyl bucket seats, dual racing mirrors, and competition suspension package. The 429 Cobra Jet with ram air was the standard engine for the Cyclone Spoiler, with the 429 Super Cobra Jet with drag pack and super drag pack was optional. The Super Cobra Jet upgraded the block to 4-bolt mains and provided a mechanical flat tappet camshaft, and the carburetor was changed from a 720 CFM Rochester Quadrajet to a 780 CFM Holly. Standard with the Super Cobra Jet was the drag pack. This package added a front-mounted engine cooler and 3.91 ratio differential gear, while the Super Drag Pack offered a 430 ratio gear and a Detroit no-spin locker differential. The baddest of them all was the 1970 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2 with the feared and respected Boss 429. The Ford Boss 429 V8 produced a ground-pounding 375 horsepower at 5,600 RPMs and a race-winning 450 pound-feet of torque at only 3,400 RPM. Larry Shinoda at Ford had intended to continue the Spoiler 2 option for 1970 with even more aggressive nose profile. Just over 500 were planned so they could dominate Chrysler's winged Mopars in NASCAR. Larry Shinoda started in the spring of 1969 and was already testing prototypes of the Ford Torino and Mercury Cyclone at Daytona by mid-summer. Unfortunately, internal strife between Ford President Bucky Knudsen and Henry Ford II came to a head. Knudsen was fired by September of 1969, and Shinoda was replaced with Lee Iacocca. Lee Iacocca slashed Ford's performance budget by 75%. Only one prototype was built, so you're looking at one of the rarest muscle cars ever built. Join your host, Victor Sane, this Saturday at 4 p.m. for a repair or tool review video. And next week for another classic car or car show video every week here on Sane Auto.
Hey, if you like this video, we've got a whole lot more. We've got cool reviews, we've got repair videos, we've got show car videos, hot rod, mod rod, you name it. If it's got wheels on it, probably on this channel.